Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to our channel Mysterious Untold Books. Introduction. Have you ever wondered if financial freedom is truly within your reach? Perhaps you looked at your bank account and felt a sinking feeling, wondering if you ever break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. The good news is that wealth building isn't reserved for the privileged few with special advantages. It's available to anyone willing to follow proven principles with consistency and determination. The journey to millionaire status isn't about flashy tactics or get-rich-quick schemes. Rather, it's about adopting a mindset of discipline, developing healthy money habits, and following a clear roadmap that has already guided countless ordinary people to extraordinary wealth. Through real stories of everyday people who started with nothing and built seven-figure net worths, you'll discover that your financial future isn't determined by where you started, but by the daily decisions you make from this moment forward. Chapter 1. Embrace the Baby Steps Mindset. The Baby Steps Mindset is about tackling your financial journey one small step at a time. This approach breaks down the seemingly overwhelming process of wealth building into manageable pieces that anyone can master. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't leap to the summit in one bound, but rather take steady, deliberate steps upward, each one bringing you closer to your goal. Take Tiffany's story, for example. As a 27-year-old single mom, she found herself working over 60 hours a week yet still struggling to support herself and her children on a $30,000 salary. With crushing debt payments consuming much of her income, Tiffany often survived on ramen noodles twice a day. It was all she could afford. Rather than accepting this as her permanent reality, she decided enough was enough. Through research, she discovered the baby steps and committed to following them precisely, not just baby steps-ish, as she initially attempted. Despite her challenging circumstances, no child support to count on and nothing valuable to sell for a quick financial boost, Tiffany persisted. She worked extra hours, made countless sacrifices, and slowly built her emergency fund. Step by step, she clawed her way out of $60,000 of debt. Once free from those payments, her income became truly hers to invest. The sense of freedom and strength she gained was transformative. Over the next 20 years, Tiffany faced significant hardships, including losing her father in a tragic accident and battling breast cancer. Yet she refused to let these challenges derail her financial plan. She continued her disciplined approach, secured promotion after promotion at work, and eventually grew her net worth to an impressive $1.85 million. Her wealth now includes $1.3 million in investments in cash, $450,000 in real estate, and $100,000 in other assets. The key to embracing the baby steps mindset is understanding that it's not about finding shortcuts, but about following proven best practices. In a free society where we can make our own legal and moral choices, we control more of our outcomes than we might think. The shortest path from where you are now to success is by submitting yourself to the best practices of what you want to learn and do well, whether that's parenting, marriage, weight loss, or building wealth. Remember that while the road to becoming a millionaire isn't a straight line, the outcome isn't random either. You reap what you sow. When you plant corn following the processes of successful corn farmers, you will grow corn. Similarly, when you follow the baby steps like so many successful millionaires have before you, you will build wealth too. The plan is tested and proven. It works every time. Chapter 2. Create a clear financial roadmap. A clear financial roadmap is essential for wealth-building success. Without a specific plan to follow, most people wander aimlessly to their financial lives, making decisions based on immediate desires rather than long-term goals. The baby steps provide this roadmap, a sequential, proven path that has guided millions from financial stress to financial freedom. Consider John and Muddy's remarkable journey. Their blended family included 5 children from previous relationships and 1 child together. But they faced a serious issue. They hadn't unified their finances, and Muddy was harboring a painful secret. Coming from an abusive prior marriage, she would self-medicate her stress and emotional pain through spending sprees on credit cards. The situation reached a breaking point when John discovered $20,000 of credit card debt in his name, cards Muddy had secretly opened. The betrayal was devastating, and after years of struggle, John filed for divorce. However, their story took an unexpected turn. After their first attorney appointment, they happened to meet outside the building and realized divorce wasn't what either of them truly wanted. Shortly afterward, Muddy attended the Total Money Makeover event. Though initially reluctant, something clicked for her that day. She realized money wasn't the problem. Her own behavior was. For the first time in a long time, she felt hope that they could save their marriage by working together on their finances. The couple attended Financial Peace University at their church and discovered they were buried in over $300,000 of debt. Rather than feeling defeated, they attacked their debt with intensity. They sold everything that wasn't essential, drastically adjusted their lifestyle, and focused entirely on becoming debt-free. In just over 5 years, they paid off everything, including their house. When they finally looked up from their debt-free journey, they discovered they had become millionaires with a net worth exceeding $1 million, including $1.5 million in investments, $475,000 in home equity, and $50,000 in liquid assets. To create your own clear financial roadmap, start with baby step 1. Save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund as quickly as possible. This provides a buffer against life's unexpected events. Then move to baby step 2. Pay off all debt except your home using the debt snowball method. This means listing your debts from smallest to largest and attacking them in that order, creating momentum as each debt is eliminated. After becoming debt-free, proceed to baby step 3. Build a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. This protects you from major financial setbacks. Only then should you move to the wealth-building phase with baby steps 4 to 7, which include investing for retirement, saving for children's education, paying off your home early, and building wealth to give generously. The power of this roadmap lies in its clarity and simplicity. You never have to wonder what to do next or whether you are making the right financial moves. Thousands of success stories confirm that following these steps in order provides the surest path to financial independence. By creating and following this clear financial roadmap, you position yourself to join the ranks of baby steps millionaires. Chapter 3. Build wealth through consistent investing. Building wealth isn't about making dramatic financial moves or finding secretive investment strategies. Rather, it's about establishing consistent investing habits that compound over time. This approach doesn't require exceptional financial intelligence or privileged access to special investment vehicles, just disciplined execution of proven principles. Webster's story perfectly illustrates this truth. He first visited the radio studio over 15 years ago and became infamous for an embarrassing incident. He vomited during a live broadcast due to nervousness. Years later, he returned to do his debt-free scream after completing baby step 2. Then, several years after that, he returned again, this time as an everyday millionaire with a net worth of $1.45 million, consisting of $1 million in retirement accounts, $250,000 in a paid-for home, and $200,000 in recently inherited investments. What makes Webster's story extraordinary is that he built his wealth from absolutely nothing. Both his parents had grown up poor in small-town Tennessee. Though they worked hard, his father in the Air Force for 20 years and his mother at a decent job, they lived paycheck to paycheck, which became Webster's financial model. He developed a spending mentality of, if I want it, I'll buy it. Additionally, Webster struggled academically and made 5 failed attempts at college between 1975 and 1987. He later discovered he had dysgraphia, a learning disability that impaired his writing ability. Webster's turning point came while working as a dishwasher at a hotel. His manager noticed his aptitude with numbers and technology and moved him to an auditing role. Webster excelled with computers and gradually acquired IT certifications to build his career. By 1999, he was earning $36,000 in IT but was on the brink of bankruptcy and divorce after 15 years of marriage. In a last attempt to save their finances and relationship, he and his wife went through Financial Peace University and learned the baby steps. By 2001, they became laser-focused on their financial situation. With a household income of $48,000, they faced $197,000 of debt. Through extreme discipline, selling possessions, and living frugally, they paid off all debt in just 4.5 years. Then Webster began seriously investing his way to millionaire status. He continued investing in himself too, accumulating hundreds of IT certifications and growing his income to $180,000 per year. His story proves that consistent investing, both in financial assets and in oneself, leads to wealth. To implement consistent investing in your life, follow baby step 4. Invest 15% of your household income into retirement. The most efficient approach is: first, take all company matching funds available. 100% return trumps everything. Second, maximize Roth options at work or individually. And third, put any remaining portion of your 15% into traditional tax-deferred plans through your employer. Diversify your investments across 4 types of mutual funds: growth and income funds, 25%, growth funds, 25%, aggressive growth funds, 25%, and international funds, 25%. This balanced approach provides stability while maximizing growth potential. Remember that 80 to 100% of investment success comes simply from consistently investing, not from trying to time the market or find perfect investment vehicles. The math is compelling. If a 35-year-old couple earning an average income of $65,000 invests 15%, $9,750 annually, at a 10% return, they'll have $1.8 million by age 65. At 11%, they'll have $2.2 million, and at 12%, they'll have $2.8 million. Consistent investing, combined with the power of compound interest, makes becoming a millionaire a mathematical certainty for most diligent investors. Chapter 4. Avoid debt and live below your means. Avoiding debt and living below your means form the foundation of lasting financial success. These principles may seem simple, but they run counter to our culture's buy now, pay later mentality. The reality is that debt keeps you financially enslaved, while living below your means creates the margin necessary for wealth building. Ben and Courtney's story powerfully demonstrates these principles in action. Ben's father and grandfather taught him early that if he wanted something, he needed to work and save for it rather than borrowing. Following this wisdom, Ben started mowing lawns at 14 years old. He saved enough to buy a truck with cash, and as his business grew, he purchased a commercial-grade mower, also with cash. Throughout high school, he continued mowing lawns to save for college expenses. Instead of the typical college experience, Ben chose to live at home and commute to a local state university to save on room and board while continuing his lawn business. During his junior and senior years, he secured a paid engineering internship. Between that income and his lawn mowing business, Ben paid for his entire education without taking a single student loan. He even saved enough for a down payment and bought a small 1-bedroom house at just 21 years old. Ben met Courtney during college. She came from humble means but had been taught a strong work ethic by her father. While Ben admired how Courtney wasn't materialistic and worked hard for what she wanted, Courtney appreciated that Ben shared her goals of staying out of debt and working toward financial independence. Unlike their peers who financed cars, both drove older vehicles they paid for in cash. Courtney worked at a bank to pay for her community college tuition and eventually graduated with an education degree to become a teacher. After marrying, they maximized Courtney's Roth era and used the equity from Ben's first house to buy a larger two-bedroom home. Though they made $50,000 combined, they lived on just one income to save and invest the rest, avoiding lifestyle creep. 4 years after college, Ben landed a better-paying job, but they maintained their disciplined budget. When their first child was born, they needed more space, so they built their dream home with a 45% down payment and a 15-year mortgage, which they paid off in just 7 years. To avoid debt and live below your means, start by creating a written budget before each month begins. Allocate every dollar to a specific purpose, with needs taking priority over wants. Cut unnecessary expenses like dining out, premium subscriptions, and impulse purchases. Consider downsizing your housing if your mortgage exceeds 25% of your take-home pay. For transportation, follow this rule. The total value of all your vehicles should not exceed 50% of your annual income. Buy reliable used cars with cash instead of financing new ones that rapidly depreciate. For purchases, implement a 24-hour rule for anything non-essential, giving yourself time to consider whether it's truly necessary. By following these principles, Ben and Courtney became millionaires before turning 40. Their $1.7 million net worth includes $620,000 in 401k accounts, $450,000 in Roth IRAs, $230,000 in a taxable account, $50,000 in a 529 college account, and $350,000 in their paid-for house. Their story proves that avoiding debt and living below your means isn't about deprivation. It's about creating a foundation for extraordinary wealth and freedom. Chapter 5. Overcome limiting beliefs about money. Limiting beliefs about money can be more devastating to your financial future than any external circumstance. These internal obstacles, often unconscious, create invisible barriers that prevent you from taking the actions necessary to build wealth. Identifying and overcoming these limiting beliefs is essential for anyone aspiring to millionaire status. Jackie's story vividly illustrates how overcoming limiting beliefs can transform your financial trajectory. As an African-American woman who grew up in poverty, Jackie was the fifth of 6 children raised by a single father after her parents divorced. Her father had only a 6th-grade education and worked at a textile mill making jeans, plus a second construction job to support the family. They lived in a cramped 2-bedroom ranch home along a dirt road in a small rural town, with Jackie and her 3 sisters sharing a single bedroom with 2 twin beds. Tragically, Jackie's father passed away from cancer at just 49 months before her high school graduation. Despite feeling that the deck was stacked against her, Jackie pursued higher education. She worked 40-plus hours weekly at a department store while earning her communications degree, taking on only $8,000 in student loans. After college, she started at $15,000 in corporate communications, got married, and had a daughter. In 2004, after 10 years of marriage, Jackie divorced. This crisis became her financial wake-up call. Having read that black single mothers were among the demographics most likely to live in poverty, Jackie was determined not to become that statistic. She immediately paid off her car loan, student loan, and credit card with $7,000 from savings. Shortly afterward, she discovered the Ramsey Show podcast and the Baby Steps, which confirmed she was on the right track and gave her confidence to organize her finances systematically. With a stable $50,000 job and $800 monthly in child support, Jackie built her emergency fund to $20,000 over 2 years. Then she went all in on Baby Step 4, increasing her 401k contributions to 10%, while also maxing out her Roth IRA. By 2008, she was maximizing all her tax-advantaged accounts, 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA. This supercharged her wealth building, and by 2013, her salary in sales reached $78,000, and she realized she was halfway to becoming a millionaire. Jackie created what she called her net worth statement, a spreadsheet tracking her assets minus liabilities. Updating it monthly motivated her as she watched her wealth grow through consistent investing and mortgage reduction. By 2018, with her sales income at $89,000, Jackie reached $1.2 million net worth with no debt except her mortgage. At age 49, the same age her father died, she had accumulated $600,000 in 401k mutual funds, $400,000 in IRA investments, $100,000 in an HSA, and $100,000 in home equity. To overcome your own limiting beliefs, first identify the negative money messages you've internalized. These might include thoughts like, rich people are greedy, I'm not smart enough to build wealth, or people like me don't become millionaires. Challenge these beliefs by exposing yourself to examples that contradict them, like Jackie's story or the thousands of other baby steps millionaires from diverse backgrounds. Next, replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of, I'll always struggle financially, affirm, I'm taking control of my financial future. Surround yourself with people who believe in your financial potential. Research shows that your income is significantly influenced by the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose your financial influences wisely. Remember Jackie's advice to her younger self. Once you decide becoming a millionaire is possible, the steps are pretty simple. Get your income up, get your debt down, increase your savings rate, and invest on a regular basis. This mindset shift, from limitation to possibility, can transform your financial life just as dramatically as it did Jackie's. Chapter 6. Teach your family healthy money habits. Teaching your family healthy money habits is crucial for creating lasting wealth that spans generations. Without this intentional education, even substantial wealth can be squandered by unprepared heirs who lack the knowledge and discipline to manage it responsibly. By instilling sound financial principles in your children, you protect both your legacy and their future. Ethan's cautionary tale illustrates what can happen without proper financial guidance. At 18, he inherited $1.6 million after his father's death. With his parents divorced and his mother absent for years, Ethan had no parental direction for handling the sudden wealth. Though he initially tried to use the money wisely, investing about half in a Lake Tower property that he remodeled and listed on Airbnb, a gambling addiction undermined his efforts. Despite earning about $13,000 monthly from the rental, Ethan was spending approximately $10,000 monthly on gambling. Even after seeking help through Gamblers Anonymous, he continued struggling and feared losing everything his father had left him. This pattern is sadly common. 100% of addicts end up broke if their addiction remains untreated. Money itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's a behavior with money that determines whether it becomes a blessing or a curse. The key question for parents is, how do I keep my kids from getting messed up by money? The answer lies in teaching 5 essential behaviors: work, give, save, spend, and steward. Teaching children to work establishes that money comes from effort, not entitlement. Instead of giving allowances, which are essentially handouts, put kids on commission where earnings directly correlate with completed chores. This builds a strong work ethic and helps children understand the direct connection between effort and reward. Giving teaches children to overcome natural selfishness and develop generosity. Have children divide their earnings into 3 envelopes: give, save, and spend, with the give envelope funded first, ideally 10%. This prioritization emphasizes an others-first attitude that counteracts self-centeredness. Beyond financial giving, encourage children to serve others through volunteer opportunities that expose them to different life circumstances. Saving develops delayed gratification, a critical skill in wealth-building. When children must save for desired items rather than receiving them immediately, they learn patience and appreciation for their purchases. The discipline of saving extends into adulthood, where it becomes a foundation for wealth accumulation through retirement accounts and other investments. Wise spending is another crucial skill. Model responsible purchasing by avoiding emotional spending and implementing tools like the 24-hour rule for significant purchases. Teach children to research products, compare prices, and consider value rather than buying impulsively. When children make financial mistakes with small amounts, they learn valuable lessons that prevent costlier errors later. Finally, stewardship teaches children that money management isn't just about personal gain but about responsibility to something greater. For Christians, this means understanding that everything belongs to God and we are merely managers of His resources. This perspective transforms how decisions are made about possessions and money, shifting from entitlement to gratitude. Ben and Courtney, the millionaire couple mentioned earlier, exemplified these principles. They are now passing these same values to their 3 children, helping them understand work, giving, saving, spending, and stewardship. By doing so, they're ensuring their children will be capable of handling wealth responsibly when they inherit it, continuing the family legacy of financial wisdom for generations to come. Chapter 7. Give generously as you build wealth. Giving generously as you build wealth transforms money from a mere tool for personal comfort into a powerful force for positive change. This approach to wealth doesn't diminish your financial growth. Rather, it adds meaning and purpose to your accumulation of assets. The most fulfilled millionaires are those who view their wealth as a means to impact others, not just themselves. Steve's story, though he would never share it himself, perfectly captures this principle. Steve is a member of an exclusive country club, where the upper crust, the super-rich, gather. During a visit to this club, a golf attendant named Miguel provided exceptional service with a perpetual smile. Miguel took great pride in his work, treating everyone with genuine care and enthusiasm. Later, one of Steve's friends revealed a secret. Steve was paying Miguel's tuition for his master's degree in engineering. None of Steve's other friends at the club knew about this generous act because Steve wasn't doing it for recognition. Miguel's story is equally inspiring. He told the author, "I came to this country with nothing in my backpack but dreams. Someday I will belong to a club like this." Thanks to Steve's generosity, Miguel's dream is becoming reality. And when Miguel does achieve that status, he'll likely follow Steve's example by helping someone else climb the ladder of opportunity, paying forward the generosity that transformed his own life. This pattern of quiet generosity appears consistently among baby steps millionaires. They're tipping their worth 100% of the bill, discreetly covering grocery costs for strangers who come up short to check out, anonymously paying school tuition for friends, acting as matching donors for charity fundraisers, supporting rural schools, donating vehicles to families in need, and providing Christmas gifts for dozens of children at a time. To incorporate generous giving into your wealth-building journey, start with these practical steps. First, make giving a non-negotiable part of your budget. Just as you allocate money for housing, food, and investments, set aside a specific percentage or amount for giving. Many follow the biblical principle of tithing, giving 10% of income to their church or religious organization, but the exact percentage is less important than the consistent habit. Second, look for needs around you that you are uniquely positioned to meet. Perhaps there's a student who needs tuition assistance, a single parent struggling with car repairs, or a local shelter needing supplies. Being attuned to these opportunities allows you to direct your giving where it can make the most impact. Third, practice both planned and spontaneous giving. While regular contributions to organizations you support provide stability, also keep margin in your budget for unexpected giving opportunities. Having funds available for impromptu generosity allows you to respond immediately when needs arise. Fourth, involve your family in giving decisions. This not only teaches children the importance of generosity, but also strengthens your family's shared values. Consider establishing a family giving fund where everyone can contribute ideas for worthy causes to support. Remember that generosity isn't solely about money. You can also give generously of your time, expertise, and encouragement. As your wealth grows, you will have increasing opportunities to combine these forms of giving in ways that transform lives. The beauty of this approach is captured in an analogy. When clean water pours into a dirty glass, it displaces the filth until only pure water remains. Similarly, generous giving displaces greed, selfishness, and materialism from our lives, leaving behind joy, purpose, and fulfillment. This is the true power of building wealth with generosity at its core. It changes not only the recipients but the giver as well. Thank you for listening by Mysterious Untold Books.